What's up, YouTube? Pastor Bob. So, my favorite saw that I've had for years now, which is a DCS391 6.5-inch cordless circular saw. It started smoking on me, and I was like, "Oh no!" I was like, "Ah, man," because that's the problem with brushes. After a while they just go out. But it's been such a good saw. So I ordered a new saw because I wanted to try this new saw out by Skill, which will be coming in. I'll show you guys when it comes in. Anyway, I was like, damn. Well, I wonder what what went wrong with it. So I tore it apart. And actually, it's pretty simple to take apart. There's only a few pieces, right? It's pretty simple. But you do have to tear it all the way down to the armature and fan assembly, right? You don't have to take this out, but you got to tear it all the way down, which is pretty simple. You take those two bolts off of this part, right? And then you take these 4 bolts off. And then you take your lockdown for your slide, for your shoe. This is called a shoe, by the way. And then once you got that, you take this piece off, which is your hand guard, right? You disconnect your 2 wires. They only go one way, guys. So you got to make sure you put this in right. And it's pretty simple, looking at it. And then you take this part, then you have what's called a stator. This is your stator. It's hooked to this part. And it only goes on one way. Okay? So, I took my stator off. And here's the problem. So, you have 4 brushes on this, as you can see. Right? So, there's a little spring, which you can see, for each one of your brushes. And I got them all the way back, but generally they hook up in the front. And what they do is, you see this little divot right here? That's where the spring, when it's sitting inside, it hooks right into this. So when it's in here, like this spring comes back and it fits right up against this little edge right here. Okay? Well, they're pretty worn. But that wasn't the problem. I'm going to show you what the problem was. Right here. See the thickness of that? See the thickness of this? It busted right out. See it? So, that was the issue. So, this whole brush assembly you can pick up on Amazon with tax and everything. I think it's like 28 bucks. So I ordered one. Now, here's the thing about when you're going to reassemble this that I noticed. Because this is magnetic, right? It works off a stator and you have an armature here and magnets, right? You have to make sure that you pull these back. So when they're sitting in here, I'll put a couple of them in and show you. Because I always pay attention to stuff when I take it apart. Let's see. Get this one back in here real quick. Let's see. That spring is still hooked up, but there we go. So what's going to happen is when they come, you see that little ridge right there? Your spring is going to be in that ridge, so that your actual brushes will be able to move. What you want to do is you want to make sure that these brushes are not locked down, right, and that they're pulled back. So that way when you set this piece onto your stator, and then this piece locks in underneath your stator, and you go to slide it back over your armature, right, that it slides over this conductor part of your armature, right, without hitting this top portion right here. I'll show you where your brushes, because what can easily happen is your brushes will sit down like that, and then when you go to sit it back down in there, if it's hard, some people want to push it. Don't. You shouldn't have to push it hard. If you're feeling some resistance, pull it back off and push these brushes back out. Okay, so that way it goes back over the top of the stator nice and easy and sits down on there. Okay, I'm just letting you know that, because if you don't and you accidentally fetch up on one of these points right here trying to put it back together, you can ruin the brushes, get a piece jammed up in there, and then you go to fire it back up and you have the same problem again. Another thing for you to be aware of is, you see these 2 points? One is positive and one is negative. Okay? So when it sits on here, this case, alright, it sits like this. See how your wires are? So when you're taking it apart, put it back together the right way or it'll run in reverse. So if you put this wire over here and this wire on the other side, it'll run in reverse. So don't do that. Make sure you put it back together the right way. Don't confuse yourself. It has to go back together the right way. And if your wires, you're seeing that you got too much excess of wire, then you got it on backwards. So don't do it that way either. Make sure that it is pointing in the right direction. Take a few pictures when you're taking it apart if you have the same saw or a similar saw, because there's many saws that, and other power tools that use the same brush assembly. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. Now another thing is, I don't know if you guys know too much. I mean, maybe you guys don't know too much about armatures, but you want to inspect your armature, I mean, and you want to take a good look at it. Make sure that the color of all your wire looks the same, that it don't look baked and burnt. Okay? See how they look pretty much the same? And make sure that these magnetic pull pieces here, they look good and they're not all damaged, because sometimes they can be damaged. Okay? And then you look up on this part here. I know it looks ugly. Don't mess with it. Okay? You don't have to mess with it. Just leave it the way it is. What happens is the graphite from the actual brushes, as soon as you turn this thing over, it's going to get black again. It's like it's inevitable. It's like running a diesel motor and you put new clean oil in it, right? As soon as you start it up and you get it going, it's going to turn dark. Just in comparison, I'm just letting you know. As soon as you fire the trigger, right, graphite is going to start turning that black again. So just leave it be. Just make sure that it's not got no wear spots, heavy wear spots in one versus the other. Make sure there's good uniformity there. And make sure that all of these soldered tips here, they all look good and there's nothing busted or burnt out on it. Right? You're just looking for uniformity. And you should be pretty much safe to just replace this part and put it all back together, assemble it all back together, and you should be good to go. So there's not a whole lot of pieces. And the funny thing is I just did a video on the shell, right? Multi-tool. Well, I had all the bits right there in the shell kit to take it all apart. So it was, come in handy right away. I mean, I didn't buy this tool specifically to fix this saw. I want you to understand that. I just thought, wow, I wonder if those bits, those T-bits, will fit this. And there's 3 different sizes. The only one size that I didn't have, well, I didn't even check actually. Yep, that fits perfect. These here are a little bit bigger. I'll show you. So they fit that one perfect. This one here fits this one. So, good to go. Now them ones there, if you look, those are smaller. I'm not exactly sure what T-bit size those are. So all I did was use a flat tip to undo that. So if you do have one of these, it will work. Especially if you're on a job site and you want to see what's going on before you order a new one, You might be on a job site wondering what happened. If everything else looks good and your brushes look worn out or broken like this one is, you can just easily buy a less than $30 part and fix it yourself. Cheaper than buying a brand new saw, right? So I just figured I'd do this little demonstration for you and the different parts and what actually went wrong with the saw, right? And that way you guys will probably be able to save some money if you have a saw like this too. Alright guys, take care. God bless. It's Pastor Bob, and I'm out of here. See ya.